friends. I'm excited to tell you all about our 2019 financial goals. For those of you who, and introduce you to this guy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Stephanie. I started the frugal living and personal finance blog, sixfiguresunder.com, when we were 6 figures under in student loan debt. That was back in the fall of 2013. And we set this goal to pay off what then was $130,000 of student loan debt. And we had the goal to do that in 3 years. And, oh, I'm out of breath. During that time, when we were paying off the debt, I shared all of our numbers, all of our details over on sixfiguresunder.com. And so we paid that off in July of 2016, and I thought now we need to keep going and keep sharing what we're doing now. Hey there, Beth, thanks for joining. So we've shared all the details thus far. We're going to keep going and share what we're doing now, our big new goal. Before we go any further though, I should introduce this guy. This is my husband. On the blog, he goes by Mr. Six Figures Under. He's shared some popular posts over the years, and now he's going to be joining me as a more regular participant on the blog, which I'm super excited about. You guys are in for a treat. He is great. You can call him Mike, by the way. Hi.
Hey everybody. I've been kind of a silent partner. I guess I'll be a louder partner from here on with sixfiguresunder.com. It was actually my idea to do live video. I think Stephanie was a little bit nervous about it, but there are a couple of reasons I think it's a good idea. One, because I get to show her off. She's great and she's fun to look at, so now you can actually see her. And two, sometimes there isn't really an adequate way to type up a message in a blog post. There's some things that just don't type well. And one of those things is what we have today, which is we want to share with you our 2019 goal for our family finances. And it's one we've been super excited about for the last 2 weeks. Actually, we were so excited we decided what we wanted to do, and we didn't want to wait until 2019 because that's so far away still. And we got together and that night, I think, we said, what can we do to start right now? And so we decided to start right then, and we scoured our budget to see what we could do to push into our financial goal. And you might think we're either super nerds or kind of crazy to do this. Maybe we are. But even more so to be excited about it. But I want to explain what it is, and we'll talk about why, and then maybe it'll make more sense. So without further ado, the thing we want to do is for 2019 and for the next 4 years after that, it's a 5-year goal actually, is to pay off our entire mortgage. We've had it for just over a year now. We refinanced once, and we're already kind of tired.
Well, it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years that we've had the mortgage, but we just refinanced at the beginning of 2017.
And it's a little bit crazy because right now we owe $360,000 on the house.
Plus the interest.
And there's another $40,000 of interest. If we do pay it off in 5 years, it'll be $40,000, just under $40,000 of interest. So it's a total of $400,000 in 5 years, or about $80,000 a year, which is a lot of money. That's why it's exciting though, because a big goal is easier to get excited about than a little goal. Yeah,
so since the time we paid off our mortgage, I'm already ahead of myself. Since we paid off our student loan debt, we've had like little goals that are kind of just worked into our budget where, you know, if we put so much every month, then we'll reach our goal, but nothing that really pushed us, nothing that really got us out of our comfort zone and made us sacrifice. So it hasn't been that exciting, and we haven't done any great things that we were excited.
Just kind of been cruising for a while.
Yeah, just comfortable, just kind of cruising. But we've realized that the only way to accomplish big things is to set big goals. If we hadn't set that goal back then to pay off our student loans in 3 years, we would totally still be paying them right now. Like, yeah, completely. If we hadn't set that crazy goal And at the time, it was totally crazy. How much were you making back then?
So my base salary at the time, I was a new attorney. My base salary was $39,000 a year. And we had hoped to get some commission beyond that as well. We didn't know what it was going to look like because it was a brand new thing. But at $39,000 a year, for 3 years, we would have to pay everything we brought in, plus another almost $20,000. So no taxes, no food, no anything for 3 years to do that. There was no way on the numbers it would have worked. But we decided to do something that didn't work on the numbers, and we were able to do it. And it was awesome.
Thanks, Amy. I'm glad you're excited about it. Hi, Jessica. So when we set that goal originally to pay off the student loans, people were mocking us on Twitter, on social media. We're saying like, yeah, how are you going to do that? Don't you know math? Like, can't you add up? There's no way you can do that on that salary.
There are even a couple of personal finance bloggers who included in their own blog
like big
post,
people calling out a little fish like me. At the time, I didn't have any following, and were just making fun of me. But that kind of just fired me up and said, we're going to do this. And it took a lot of sacrifice. Those of you who've been following for a long time, you know we lived in my in-laws' basement, and which was great. Like, they were super gracious to let us stay there, and we're super grateful. Staying there also really motivated us to hurry up and get it all together so that we could move out and buy a house and all that. So putting ourselves in an uncomfortable position is what really spurred us on. So we want to do that now. We're not going to go live in my in-laws' basement anymore, but we want to do something, force ourselves to be a little bit uncomfortable so that we can be motivated to do this, to pay off our mortgage. And I know you guys all have your own goals. You're all working towards your own things. Tell me, what are you working on right now? Or if you already have a plan for 2019, let us know in the comments. I'm just learning how to like read the comments and talk at the same time, so maybe I can do that. But anyway.
Well, let's look at the numbers though, because this is really kind of a stretch goal. When we finish, we'll have paid off, like I said, about $400,000 in 5 years. If we break those into monthly payments, that's about $6,500 a month, just over that actually. Right now, with our mortgage, we're paying $3,200 a month. That $3,200 is just a little bit more than
that
we're
includes
required to
homeowners
pay.
Insurance, a little bit of PMI, property taxes.
It's all rolled in. People have asked about that. So yeah, that includes everything that we pay on the home itself, except for things that just come with owning a home. Yesterday we spent $140 on parts to repair our sprinklers. You know, all those things are still going to be there. But we do have $3,200 we're paying right now. We're going to need to come up with about $3,300 more. We're going to have to more than double our monthly payment. And right now, when I get a paycheck, the net take home is $5,600. And then Stephanie has her variable income. I have a little bit of variable income on the private law practice side, although I'm winding that down a little bit to spend more time with Stephanie and the kids. So we have to figure out how to come up with more, and we have to figure out how to spend less along the way. Those are both sides of the equation. But there's some really good reasons to do it, even though it's going to be kind of hard. And right now the numbers don't really work out, just like they didn't 5 years ago when we decided to do this with our student loans. If we've paid off $40,000 in 5 years, that's a lot. But if we waited 15 years, it'd be $70,000 more than that.
So we're saving a lot on interest on our mortgage if we paid off early.
And if we break that down, so that extra $70,000, I wrote some numbers down here, so I'm going to peek at those to remind myself. Over the period of 15 years, that'd be $400 a month of interest. But we're not doing it over 15 years, we're doing it over 4 years. So that's actually $1,150 of interest.
5 years, right?
5 years, yes.
That's even crazier.
So really, if we turn that around, the thing that we're doing is earning $1,100 a month by paying off our mortgage a lot faster.
So we have to pay extra to get that back, kind of. Like pay extra on our mortgage, but we'll be saving that in the long run. So it's just kind of a trade-off.
It's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
So we're excited. We can actually save a lot of money. pay a lot less interest. Nobody wants to pay interest. We all have to, or most of us do. But we want to pay as little as possible interest to have our house paid for. The other reason, or the second reason it's going to be awesome, is we won't have a house payment anymore. And that will be really freeing. We've only had it for 2 years now, but it's not really that much fun to pay $3,200 a month into our house. So
that'll be right when our kids are about teenagers in high school, so it'll be nice to not have a mortgage.
Yeah, we'll be able to do more things. Who knows? Change up our income stream. Do things for the kids as they need to do kind of more grown-up things than they're doing right now, or save a whole bunch for retirement in college.
More options.
And more ability to do things with our money once that's paid off. Another thing is that so we thought about some other goals actually. One of them, for example, we thought about solar. Do any of you have a solar panel array at your home? That's kind of a big thing in California.
Yeah, in California, all the new houses that are going in have to have them, right?
And there's a new law passed where every new house, every new home construction in California, starting in a couple of years, has to have solar panels on the roof. Apparently, we've got a lot of sun, and there's a lot of electricity to be had from it. So we thought maybe we could jump the gun a little bit, since we don't have a new home construction. We could get our own solar panel array and never pay electricity again, or at least for 30 years or so, as long as the solar panel keeps generating electricity. So we thought we could do a solar panel array, and it would cost about, I think they estimated about $22,000 were most of the bids, and we'd save
I just made this for Instagram the other day. These are our averages for like what our monthly.
So $260 average for electricity is about what we pay. So that's about $3,000 a year. We could pay $22,000 in 2019, get our solar, and save $3,000 a year for the rest of forever.
That's just not exciting. I couldn't get excited about that. That's just not paying for electricity isn't enough to make me want to, cut the grocery budget or make me want to give up going out for pizza or something like that. It's exciting, but saving
if we were doing a video about how we were going to put solar panels on, and that was our big goal, it'd be a little bit ho-hum. But we're really excited about this. I don't know if even video is good enough, but we're almost giddy about it. It's really fun.
It'll be even more fun when we actually figure out how to do it. When we actually figure out how we're going to come up with an extra $3,300 a month. But
the last big reason is that we really wanted a stretch goal. We wanted a goal that was really hard. We did it once before, and it was just great. It was so much fun to work together. It required me and Stephanie, and the kids got involved. They're really excited about the new goal as well. They can't wait to pay off the house. They don't really understand what it means. They can't figure out how much money that is, but they're excited to do it with us. And
they were good at calling us out when we were paying off student loans. I remember one time we were out all day, and so I got in the line for In-N-Out, and we never get fast food ever. And so they're like, "What are we doing, Mom?" And I said, "We're really busy. We're not going to be able to get home. We've got to get here and there. We're just going to get a hamburger for dinner." And they're like, "Mom, but what about the student loans? Or what about paying off Daddy's law school?" That's what we called it. And anyway, if there hadn't been 5 cars behind me, I would have gotten out of that line. They made me feel so guilty. But anyway, so we're in it as a family. It helps strengthen our family, our marriage. It's a fun, hard thing to do together.
And I think maybe so it sounds a little bit backwards, or maybe it doesn't, but what it did for Stephanie and I to be working together on that, to have that big thing that was impossible to do and figure out how to do it anyway, and spend a lot of time thinking and talking and working. It wasn't always the most fun every day, but it made for a great 3 years for our marriage and for our family. And that's probably even the bigger win. The context was this big financial goal, and that was a huge financial win, to be rid of student debt. But the bigger win was that we win. we got to do something really hard together, and that was wonderful. And we're kind of, I think maybe we're trying to replicate that here. That's why we got excited about it. We said, we can do this again. We can do something really hard that doesn't really make sense. And it will be awesome once we figure it out. And we want to welcome you in as well, our kind of joint adventurers in this.
Yeah, so we want to encourage you to come up with a goal. If you're still working hard on your 2018 goals, keep going, don't stop. But if you're starting to plan for 2019, for even if you just the next 6 weeks before the end of the year, think of something that stretches you, something that you can get excited about, something that maybe you can get your spouse behind or your family behind, that you can work together, have that synergy that comes when people work together. Think of something that stretches you, and don't be afraid to not have a concrete plan right now. The plan will evolve and the numbers will come together later. Don't be afraid to set a goal even if the numbers don't match up right now, because that lack or what you don't have right now will motivate you to press forward and figure out how to do it, to earn extra money or to save extra money. We found that when we set a goal where it was just already kind of planned out, like in our regular budget, that wasn't exciting. That didn't stretch us. We weren't excited about getting that goal. It's the goal where it's kind of a mystery, where you don't know how you're going to do it. It's that really builds you and is exciting. So don't be afraid to set.
And it doesn't have to be a
unrealistic
financial
goals.
goal. It could be a goal about anything. But we have other things we want to do as well. But 6 Figures Under is about finances primarily, so that's our big financial goal.
So we're gonna leave you with that. This he's working at home today, so he's gotta get back to work. But I grabbed him to come with me today, and I hope that we plan to do this regularly. He works at home on Tuesdays, so we can come here and talk about personal finance and frugality and inspire you, hopefully, at the same time. So have a good day.
Thanks.